The police find a naked man with Vaseline inside a Lowe's display shed. An airline accidentally served wine to a toddler. And a Greek lady filed for divorce after ChatGPT read her husband's affair in a coffee cup. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News. It's the only daily weird news podcast. The only daily weird news podcast. Got weird news for you 5 days a week. The police discover a naked man with Vaseline inside a Lowe's display shed. The story's out of Slidell, Louisiana. Or is it Slidell? Well, you're certainly going to slide around with the Vaseline. Hey, the police were responding to a call at a Lowe's parking lot over the weekend. This was in the evening, and they found a naked man inside a display shed that was engaged in what they're calling lewd and lascivious behavior. Lewd and lascivious behavior. I know when I'm around a display shed at a Lowe's or a Home Depot, it makes me want to get into some lewd and lascivious behavior. My guess is this is a gay thing. Is it a gay thing? Can anyone corroborate that this is a gay thing? Cruising, I believe they call it, right? Is it still called cruising, or is that a 70s phrase? Al Pacino starred in a movie called Cruising where he played a gay man, I believe. That was in the 70s or 80s. Okay, so we got a Lowe's shed. Is that a meetup for gay people? I mean, I've seen Lowe's sheds. I didn't notice the glory hole. Anyone notice the glory hole in the Lowe's shed? Of all the places to meet up, a tool shed? A display tool shed in a parking lot? How about someplace warmer, guys? And I don't know, more comfortable? The shower at the gym. Let's do it. Come on. The shower at the gym. That's the spot. The ball pit at a Chuck E. Cheese. You know? I'm just trying to come up with places that look like fun and comfy. I'm just kidding on the Chuck E. Cheese thing, okay? All right? I'm just jokes here, all right? Don't cancel me out of the closet, guys. I want to remain in the closet. Let me tell you, I can't tell you how badly I want to stay in this closet. This just in, podcaster gets out of the closet and was found having a grand old time in a Lowe's tool shed, also known as Fort Fantastic. Okay, details. The police came after they were called at 5 p.m. on May 11th. A witness reported a naked man inside one of the store's outdoor tool sheds, which are typically used to show customers various storage options for purchase. Yeah, are you all aware of what you have in the parking lot of a Lowe's and or Home Depot or one of these places? They'll have just these tool sheds in the parking lot, a row of them. They're like samples, I guess you could call them. They're in case you want to see what one looks like, what the inside looks like, what the size is. Maybe you want to purchase one for your tools or your Diddy freak-offs. I don't know. Maybe you can have Dungeons and Dragons meetups in these things. Some of them are quite large, actually. And it was surprising that a man would just be in there during store hours. Like, do it after store hours, stupid. 5 p.m. Would you think you were not going to get caught? Being in the middle of the day in the tool shed with your Vaseline jar? Maybe he's homeless. I don't want to judge. Maybe, the housing market's really tough in the U.S., especially when, you got to live in a tool shed in a parking lot. It's not even a real tool shed. It's a display tool shed, which means it's pretty beat up. It might not even be the original quality material. It might be some faux wood or something. Faux wood. Definitely not faux wood inside the tool shed, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, back to the shed again. Officers arrived at the scene and began searching the line of sheds on display. It wasn't until the fourth or fifth shed that they located the suspect. He was lying on his back, pants around his ankles, using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while allegedly, doing the deed. He was in the Jack Shack. I'm going to the Jack Shack. Where's my Vaseline and my electronic device? It doesn't say what the electronic device was or where he had it placed. I have an idea or two. Does anyone know about these display shacks and what goes on in them? Maybe this is a thing. I wasn't aware of it. I'm not tapped into the underground lascivious activity spots. But crazy to know that while you're just shopping at Lowe's, while you're trying to buy some plants, at that moment, there's somebody doing the Vaseline lean in the old Jack Shack in the parking lot. While you're shopping for hardware, someone's wanking their hardware in the parking lot in a display shack. Did you know that? Lowe's knows, but did you know? Or let's keep reading the article. I'm curious to learn whether he brought a pillow or something. Officers arrived on the scene and began searching the... Okay, I said that. They've discovered the man with his hands around his pants and the goop and the electronic device with taser drawn. Police say the officer ordered the man to pull his pants back up and roll onto his stomach to be handcuffed. Police say, surprisingly, the man complied without any resistance whatsoever. The man reportedly admitted to his actions, telling the police he was, quote, watching YouTube at the time. You mean PornTube, sir? He was arrested on one count of obscenity and booked into the jail. He is not from Slidell/Slidell, and the police didn't release his name. Well, how nice of the police to not release his name, so that in the off chance that this tool shed wanker wants to get a job in the area within the next few months, he won't have any red flags on the internet. Although my guess is he already has them. But they're not giving us his name, so we couldn't find out. I'm not sure what kind of job this guy would want. He obviously would want to get off at 4 so he can get off at 5. An airline accidentally gave wine to a toddler traveling in business class. Business class? What's a toddler doing in business class? The whole point of business class is to keep the children out of there. This is a very sophisticated toddler, though, as you can see. Drinking a little wine on the flight. What happened? The kid probably needed to take his Xanax and was all out of Capri Sun. We have here a flight attendant for Cathay Pacific that accidentally served wine to a 3-year-old boy traveling in business class during a flight. Would you like a Pinot Noir? I fancy a white wine. Something like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc. That's a funny one to say. Sauvignon Blanc. I don't like white wines at all. You won't catch me drinking a Sauvignon Blanc. Champagne, I can't stand that either. I'm red wine all the way, baby. It's either a Cab or it's a Pinot Noir. Don't get me going on that Merlot. I'm definitely not drinking a blend. You out of your mind, a blend? I'm not some kind of Lowe's display tool shed degenerate, all right? All right, back to the story about the child who got into mommy's night-night juice. Little airline helper, we call it. The toddler was traveling with his folks on a flight from Hong Kong to London when the incident occurred. According to the 3-year-old's mother, who took to social media platform Rednote to share the experience. Why would you share this experience? It's embarrassing. Share the experience. Like, embarrassing your kid? I don't understand that. The child took a sip of the drink, according to the mother, and remarked that it was sour. The mother then tried the drink, which she initially thought was water, and discovered it was white wine. The boy's mother immediately alerted the flight attendant, who replaced the drink with water. Concerned about the effects of alcohol on her 3-year-old son, the mother also advised the flight purser, who used MedLink to seek medical advice. Medical advice? Your kid had a sip of wine. This isn't a medical emergency. There's more booze in NyQuil. There's more booze in his cough syrup. If it's prescribed cough syrup, the good stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Calling the doctors. What is... Freaking wealthy helicopter parents are just the worst. How do you know they're wealthy helicopter parents, Jonesy? Because they're flying business class from Hong Kong to London with the 3-year-old in business class. You know how expensive it is to vacation in Hong Kong or do business in Hong Kong or live in Hong Kong? Same goes for London. This is who we're dealing with. Trust me. And the fact that you would freak out about this on a flight, are you okay? Considering what could go wrong on a flight. These days, the stuff that's been going wrong on flights, doors falling off, entire toilet systems being clogged, people throwing punches, taking off their pants, urinating on attendants, et cetera, et cetera. You know the stories because I've covered them on Weird AF News many, many, many times. Just going to freak out because their kid had a sip of white wine. What are you, a Mormon? People make mistakes. The flight crew is constantly stressed because of the things I just alluded to that usually go wrong on flights. Give them a break, for crying out loud. Okay, there was a French doctor on board the flight, it says, who assessed the boy and found no outward negative symptoms of alcohol. Yeah, the kid had a sip of wine. The French doctor was like, what is wrong with that? In France, all of the children drink half a bottle a day. We give the children wine every day with a meal. Yeah, the doctor's like, you parents are ridiculous. The parents said, though, they are in touch with pediatric specialists to arrange comprehensive medical assessments. Oh, you know what's happening here? They're beefing up and getting ready to sue the airline. So they're going to create some doctor bills where they're not needed. Wow. These are trash people right here, totally trash people. And this is the reason why our flight prices go up and our insurance prices go up. The parents also shared a response from the airline, Cathay Pacific, which communicated via email to acknowledge the incident and issued an apology. The airline offered to refund the family's tickets and also advised that the crew has undergone briefing and training to prevent a similar incident from happening again. Yeah. I mean, you offered them free flights. That's enough. Nothing is wrong. The fallout of nothing happening is you got some free flights. And I mean, you don't have to retrain your crew. They made a mistake. People working stressful jobs make mistakes. That's just what it is. According to the Hong Kong media, the parents were not satisfied with the airline's response and have issued formal complaints with multiple authorities, including the Civil Aviation Department, the Tobacco and Alcohol Control Office, the Consumer Council, and the UK Civil Aviation Authority. Oh, just kill yourself, seriously.
Memorial Day savings are here at the Home Depot. So take your kitchen to the next level with up to 35% off, plus up to an extra $450 off select appliances like LG. Plan your get-togethers with an LG refrigerator you can count on for years to come at the Home Depot. And with the connected ThinQ app, you'll know if the door is left open and when to change the filter. Spend less time worrying this Memorial Day with savings on LG, America's most reliable appliance brand at the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 4th, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
A Greek woman filed for divorce after AI read her husband's affair in a coffee cup. In a bizarre mix of old traditions and cutting-edge technology, a Greek lady has reportedly filed for divorce after asking ChatGPT to read her husband's Greek coffee cup and then receiving an answer that she actually took very seriously, which led to her filing for divorce. Are you guys familiar with the reading of the coffee cup? I'm only familiar with this because I dated a Greek girl when I was living in New York City for a few years and got very close with her family. They drink Greek coffee. Also, it's very similar to Turkish coffee. Very fine grounds that when you're done drinking, there's a residue at the bottom. And what they do is they turn the cup upside down, and the coffee residue will drip along the sides towards the bottom because of gravity. And then they will look at the grounds on the inside of the cup, or look at the pattern that they made, rather. They look at the pattern, and they use that to tell a fortune. Very fun. And a tradition, obviously. And more than likely something that was taken very seriously back in the day, but you would think that we would move beyond these superstitions. Not this woman. She's taking this very seriously. Now, it says here the woman, she was married for 12 years and is the mother of 2, turned to the AI chatbot, asking it to interpret the coffee grounds in a photo of her husband's cup. The result, ChatGPT allegedly told her that her husband was having an affair with a younger woman who was determined to tear their family apart. Taking the AI's mystical reading at face value, she immediately initiated divorce proceedings. Lady, you have 2 children. What are you... Oh, my goodness. I think you married a crazy person. I'm so sorry to say. I mean, this is not legit grounds for divorce. You have 2 children. You have 2 children. Maybe there was some prior issues to this, and she was just searching for some validation for escape. Escape validation is a thing. I just made up that phrase, but I think it's real. And maybe the AI did this man a favor as well. This doesn't sound like the kind of stable lady you want to stay in a relationship with. But the children, ugh. The fallout is the children. It's always the children. Now, the article says the husband was on a Greek morning show. Why would you tell people this, sir? Just keep this to yourself, man. People are just so willing to share their life disasters, like embarrassing things you should be ashamed of. For what reason? How much money do you get for being on a morning radio talk show or something? Anyways, the husband recounted the incident. It said, one day she made us Greek coffee and thought it would be fun to take pictures of the cups and have ChatGPT read them. Yada, yada, yada. I laughed it all off as nonsense, the husband says, but she took it very seriously. She asked me to leave, told our kids we were getting divorced, and then I got a call from a lawyer. That's when I realized this wasn't just a phase. When the husband refused to agree to a mutual separation, he was formally served with divorce papers just 3 days later. Look, I mean, imagine making this decision. That's why I think there's probably some prior stuff going on, or she's just out of her mind. The husband also noted this wasn't the first time his wife had fallen under the spell of supernatural guidance. He says, quote, a few years ago she visited an astrologer and it took an entire year for her to accept that none of it was real. Okay, man. I mean, that red flags, sir. Red flags. Yeah, make a family with someone that behaves like this? Yeah, I mean, there is some culpability here on your part, I have to say. Like, if you start dating a woman and she's like, I need to go to consult the gods on Mount Olympus. This Greek lady is like, I need to go to the oracle at Delphi to see how I should file my taxes. Like, that's a red flag, sir. There's no need for superstition in your life. Certainly people who take superstition and then make like serious decisions based on it. Serious decisions that affect your finances, that break up your family. I mean, this is problematic. He's got a lawyer who says the claims made by an AI chatbot have no legal standing and stressed that the husband is innocent until proven otherwise. Yeah, I mean, that's fine if you want to argue that the divorce shouldn't go through, but like, you shouldn't try and stay together with this lady. Just accept the divorce and move the F on. Somehow work it out so you can maybe get custody of the kids or something. You got to get the kids away from someone like this, I'd imagine, because, you know, you can imagine the decision she's going to make for their life based on, you know, the I Ching or something. How come you don't go to swim class anymore, Becky? Because the hexagrams weren't in my favor this semester, sadly. Hey, Ma, can I get an increase in my allowance? Well, let's see what the dots on this quail egg have to say about that.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the U.S. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Hi, my friends and my loyal listeners. How you doing? Hope everything's going swimmingly this week for you as we approach Friday. Now, as you know, on Friday I only do weird news from Florida, so if you happen to come across some weird Florida news, do not hesitate to send it on over. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can drop a link in my Instagram DMs at funnyjones as well. So together we'll try to put together the best Florida Friday episode that we can. I want to give a thanks to Darren McClure, who created a Weird AF News song for me using AI, and it's pretty fun. So I'm gonna put in a portion of that after this that you can listen to. And if you would like the entire MP3, please email me, funnyjones@gmail.com, and I'll send it on over to you. If you'd like to support the show, please consider joining the Patreon by going to patreon.com/weirdafnews, or the website, weirdafnews.com, where you can click on the Patreon banner, and you can buy me a coffee by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee banner. All of that. Such good times. Such good times. Well, that'll be that. I'll wrap this up. Good luck with your life, man.
Scrolling through the morning feed, not looking for the standard reads. Something different in my ears today. Weird AF News makes the headlines feel okay. Jonesy hits like a notification sound. The way his stories turn the world around. podcasts in my queue. We put you right up there at number 2. Then number 1 because you made us smile when the world was spiraling. Finding comfort in absurdity, making sense of what could never be. The algorithm knows us all way too well. Jonesy's updates ring just like a bell. Every morning wake up to weird AF news, and that's exactly what the people need. Ooh, oh, that's exactly what we need. Some days the stories seem insane, like cats who ride on aeroplanes, or someone teaching ducks to dance, or pickles gaining sentience. But in between the wild and weird, the daily chaos disappears, and suddenly we understand why starting days like this feels grand. Added Weird AF News on Instagram. Jonesy's tweets make your mornings jam. When the regular news weighs too strong, Weird AF News reminds us where we all belong. In this space between the lines, where the weirdest headlines shine. Every morning we